What's up, YouTube? Back at you again, David and Frank, here at another news episode. So the state of the market, something that I think we need to discuss. We haven't been on in a while. The market was down for a long time, so we really wanted to wait until the market started recovering before we brought back any videos. But I think we're in a good place. Bitcoin has finally broken 10,000 after over a month of everything being in the red. So I think that's a pretty important number. It's the point where I really think people, it brings back confidence and people start trading again. So as I was looking through CoinMarketCap, it seems like trading volume's coming back, which is a big sign of a bullish market. So I think that's pretty important.
Who knows what's going to happen in the future?
It's hard to say. I'd like to think that we'll get back on track. I think that we probably won't see those massive highs that we saw in January as quickly as we think. I still think we're a good couple months away from that, but I like where the market's heading. I know that I've been able to day trade a lot lately and make some really quick swing trades. So that to me is a good indication, because there was a while there where I was just sitting and I didn't want to pull anything. I was
First thing, SEC holds that meeting. That was some big news.
Yeah.
Big news, very good. I think it was good news.
Absolutely. I think it definitely helped the situation. I mean, it was right at the end of that dip, and I think that anything but good news would have kept us in a bear market. So
it could have, definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think one of the biggest things I saw on there, one of the board members of the SEC committee came out, and it seemed like he was probably reading off of a piece of paper, but he talked about how his kids, who are college age, are interested in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but they were never able to get them into any stock or financial stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks worlds to like our generation, Generation X, millennials. This is something that we can wrap our heads around, and that's a big deal, because you need that type of excitement, you know what I mean? And I think that's a lot of it.
I feel like a lot of what they were talking about was more them trying to understand how everything works before they try to do any major regulation on it.
Absolutely. It seemed like it was a very constructive meeting. I think a lot of good things came out of it. They didn't go in there and just bash cryptocurrency. They went in with a really open mind, and I think that was a big deal. They needed to do that. They did talk a little bit about regulation on ICOs, which was expected.
Yeah, definitely needed.
But what I noticed is they didn't talk anything about some of the old bad vibes you got from Bitcoin, like with Silk Road and being related to drug dealing and stuff like that. So I think there was a lot of positive steps. I think it's really good for the future of the United States in cryptocurrency, because they were talking a lot about how we used to be the front runners in technology, and we need to be able to let our people, the United States, go back into the technology field, and this is a way to do it. So this is a way to bring essentially awareness and some enthusiasm of up and coming technology markets. So all in all, I think it was a really good thing.
Alright, well, some big news for me, because I'm an early adopter for Robinhood. They have new listings. I think it was yesterday, they just listed Bread and Titanium blockchain, and they are phasing out the USD pairing and switching it to USD Tether. I mean, I don't know about that. That could be good, that could be bad. I mean, it might be easier to
It's probably
use
easier.
that, but I mean, it would have been great if they had a USD fiat gateway with their platform.
Which we need to start seeing more of, for sure. But I think Robinhood could be a pretty big player coming up in the future. They've been listing a lot of good coins, for sure. I know that they also listed a few others, or are listing.
They will be listing February 22nd, Monaco, Substratum, and Wax.
Nice.
They're all pretty newer. I mean, Monaco has been around quite some time. Substratum kind of
Yeah,
too, and
not-
then Wax is pretty new.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Wax is a pretty new coin.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's good. I think that Robinhood is definitely trying to get as many coins as they can on there as
Yeah.
fast as they can. And the technology is a little different with their platform. I know that they have 0 trading fees,
Yep.
so that's got to be appealing to traders,
Yeah.
especially people that trade heavily day trading.
Yeah,
You can get
definitely.
those fees away. I mean, every penny helps. So I think that's a pretty good thing. Vertcoin. So we were talking about fiat gateways. Vertcoin's actually opening a fiat gateway at the end of March. Don't know a lot about what that will entail, but I have
Yeah.
to assume that it's going to be
I believe it's a decentralized exchange.
right. And do you know how that's going to be working? Is it going to be a pairing with Vertcoin?
Yeah, it's gonna be Vertcoin to USD, basically like how your USD is paired with Bitcoin on Coinbase.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm
Okay.
assuming. Hopefully that would be
Right.
great. I think that will give it some gains because it's been pretty stagnant.
It has been, yeah. Vertcoin's been pretty stagnant, but I think that will give it a big boost. And it's not too far away. We're talking a little over a month, so interesting. Love to see where that goes. I think we need some more players in that market, in the fiat
Definitely,
gateway market.
definitely. It's a struggle because like we were just searching, trying to find other options besides Coinbase and what potential future options there are, and the list is short. It's like
there's very few.
Yeah.
I mean, if any, really, especially in the United States, we have very few. There are some, I know, if you don't live in the United States, there's a few other options, but I know there are some coming out. Obviously Ethos is going to be a fiat gateway.
Yeah.
And there are others on the horizon.
one on the horizon, which I think pretty much is already on the horizon. Robinhood.
Oh right,
Just
that's
like
true.
Robinhood, this is they're 0 trade fees, and they just listed Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's some pretty big news, and there's a lot of people on Robinhood. There's a lot of people using it.
Right, and if you guys don't know what Robinhood is, it's actually focused more towards stock market, right?
Yes.
So it's essentially a stock market trading platform, but they're introducing cryptocurrency. So that is a big thing. And I think the thing I like most about that is the people that are in the stock world right now. It gives them an opportunity to come over and check out cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
vice versa. So
Yeah.
that's a big deal. I know Naga Coin has a similar platform with Swipe Stocks. Swipe Stocks is actually their phone app for stock trading, and then Naga will be the phone app for cryptocurrency trading, and they'll interlink. Naga Coin will be the interlinking
Yeah,
token.
I've seen friends' apps on their phones for Robinhood, and it seems like a pretty intuitive,
good.
easy app to use.
I signed up for it the other day. I haven't used it yet, but yeah, I know. And then there's one other fiat gateway I know is coming out. It's not your traditional fiat gateway. From what I understand, it's going to be a social fiat, like some sort of social media fiat gateway. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the token is called Blockport, or the cryptocurrency. You guys can look more into it. I'm not sure. Their timing of when it's actually coming out, but hopefully soon. We definitely need more Coinbases out there. So next, Superman, basically, a lot of people are calling him a fraud. I was
That's
someone
your guy.
that, yeah,
That's your guy.
I watched Superman from the minute I got into cryptocurrency. When I first got into cryptocurrency, that's a lot of how I got my information. Is I did a lot of YouTube searches because I didn't know much about any of these, currencies or any of the cryptos at all. So I would go on YouTube and I would find these people talking about them, and then I could
That's
go
what
research
most people
them.
are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So Superman, he always claimed to. He wasn't in it for the money, right? He would talk about projects that he believed in. And he was claiming he never got paid from any of these companies, right? He wasn't shilling these companies for Bitcoin like some of these other people do. But he was doing a live stream recently, and a DM came across his screen asking if the deal for the 2 Bitcoins for him to pump their ICO was still on the table.
What was the ICO? Do you know?
I think it was the one that he's been promoting, Sealy.
Oh
which,
yeah. He has been promoted.
And Sealy has some bad fun about it already.
Yeah.
Sealy, there were admins that were stealing money from people, basically going out and saying, "Hey, you can invest this way."
Oh yeah, I
and,
heard
yeah.
that. Okay.
So it was somewhere in the couple $1 million range that they had, frauded people out of.
From
Absolutely. So there's already some really negative stuff going on with Sealy. And then to add to it, you have the Superman thing where he claims that he does this just for the people and he's not making money. And then, boom, we have, one of the marketing directors, a direct message right on his screen. He did come out and put an apologizing video. I know he lost thousands of subscribers. Right, and you have to wonder, how long has he been doing this? Is this all a shill? All of his videos? Is he getting paid for these? Is it? I mean, you have to go back and look. What companies or cryptos has he talked about lately that have done shit? Not very many. I mean, he's given us a lot of just real media. I think that, like I said, we're starting to get confidence back in the market, but confidence breeds confidence. So. It's going to take more than where we're at now. It's going to take more than an 11,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's going to take Bitcoin like 20 plus to get to those levels.
I think if we saw Bitcoin breaking the 15,000, 16,000 range, I think we would start to see some really bullish movement. But we're just going to have to see. We might also see a market. I know people have been saying that if Bitcoin can break 10, alts might break away. And start coming back to their old positions and leave Bitcoin behind, which would be interesting. And I personally feel that if we would have been pairing against Ethereum since the beginning, like our coin market cap, instead of pairing everything against Bitcoin, the dip wouldn't have looked as bad. I think Ethereum, as far as the stability, because it has so many companies under it, I think it's a much more stable market.
Well, a thing with that, so Ethereum has been doing really well because they made it easy for people to make tokens on their platform using their smart contract process. And they have the Turing complete, but no one's using that. And then there's these other projects like Omni and Counterparty that use Bitcoin and they adapt it to give it smart contracts, and you can build tokens off of their platform onto the Bitcoin blockchain. And I think it hasn't really gotten the spotlight that it needs, because Bitcoin and its blockchain, it's an app, and Currency is the first app built onto it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So there's going to be more apps being built onto Bitcoin when there's more people getting involved. Ethereum just took advantage of that network of being the first like smart contract movers, like
right. So you're saying that with the implementation of Counterparty and Omni, essentially Bitcoin can be an Ethereum
competitor. Yes.
So that's really interesting, and I think that will also make Bitcoin a little more stable, hopefully in the future.
Yeah.
Bitcoin took a really big drop. You're talking almost 70% at some point during that dip. I don't think Ethereum ever came close to 70%.
No.
I think 50 something max. So
it's high. It's up.
It's
a big number.
It's a big number, but
there's a lot more people involved in Bitcoin than there are in
that's true.
Ethereum.
That's very, very true.
Holders.
And as this market develops, I mean, we're still in an infant, a very infancy market.
Definitely.
So as the market grows and develops what I like to call a personality, it will become more stable.
Yeah. Just
as like an infant, anything can cause an infant to overreact. As you get older, you don't overreact as much. The market will take on those qualities as well. So hopefully years from now, this will be a very stable market. It's good for us now because the volatility means money. But
exactly.
I think we're watching the future of a new stock market develop, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
So. Binance. So Binance CEO came out and commented saying that they will be primarily listing all NEO5 tokens. So any token built off the NEO blockchain, Binance will be putting a pairing to on Binance, which I think is really big for NEO.
That's really good.
Yeah, I think it's going to cause.
Well, they work really closely. The people with NEO and Binance are always at the same conferences talking.
Right. So I'd like to see what that means for the future of NEO. I think NEO has a very bright future. I think it could
Definitely.
definitely
Any
be
smart contract platform.
absolutely.